for Arsenal, getting the job done for the first time in 22 years. They are 5 points clear of Manchester City, who have a game in hand. The two meet in Manchester in April. Then come Manchester United in third, Villa in fourth. 3 points further back are Liverpool. Another 3 points further back are Chelsea, who now have 6 points to make up on the top four. But we do think it will be top five. So 3 points the gap to Liverpool for Chelsea to be in the Champions League again next season. Everton into 8th, Fulham into 9th today.
Cal, a bit of a nervy finale, but a big win. How did you do it?
A big win. I'm very happy. For big periods, I think the team performed in an excellent way. I think the margin should have been bigger at halftime. The way we conceded the goal and the moment, especially that we conceded, it was painful. But as well as the quality of Chelsea, the players, and what they can deliver. So after scoring the 2-1, we had another big chance with Epps, and then the red card. And after that, we should have managed that situation better, but we can talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, just from your grin actually at the start of the interview, did you find that last, 5, 6, maybe even longer minutes uncomfortable on the touchline?
They are uncomfortable because they have so much quality, and even when they use the keeper, they can get out of this situation with 10 man. We didn't adjust things well, and sometimes that happens. You take things for granted. We didn't play like we played the other action, especially when we had the opportunity to do so. So something to improve there.
What problems did they give you today? Because I remember you speaking before the match about what a tactically flexible side they are.
Yeah, and the players that can occupy various spaces. Cole, when he starts to play as a false nine and occupy these spaces, he just needs 1 square meter to turn and activate players in his back, and they have quality, a lot of feet everywhere, big personalities as well. They are really well coached. So yeah, it's okay.
Was it pretty difficult today to really lock them in? Sometimes you really seem to manage that, keep a team in their final third for 20, 30 minutes, and that was difficult today.
That you have them there, you think now I'm going to win it, and they get out of it. And they are so good at turning tight spaces. Cancelo, Enzo, Cole. They have a lot of players. Joao against our big centre backs, the way he can hold in and twist the game and cause you problems is impressive. They are a top side.
Obviously, set piece is a massive factor. That's your 16th goal from a corner, the 9th time you've gone ahead in the game with a corner, the first goal. Are they becoming in modern football? Okay.
Very important. I mean, Chelsea are the second best as well, with I think 1 less goal. I mean, look at the talent that they have. So you see it everywhere. We lost points from long throws. Lately, we haven't scored that many from set pieces. We scored the goals almost from open play. But today was necessary. We've done it, and to have these kind of options, it's great.
Yeah. How hard do you work on them to be as effective as you are?
I think like anybody else, attacking and defending. You know exactly what they're going to do, but they do it that well. That is an absolute nightmare to defend against it. So that's it.
Yeah, I was just going to say those Reece James corners from that side swung it. Are they? I mean, will you say to players, we could have done this, we could have done that, or is it?
Yeah, on paper and the tactic boards, we can resolve any situation. When it's live and they are so aggressive and pushy and effective, and the deliveries are so difficult to handle, very tough.
How much nerve, how much mental strength do you think the team have shown in the last couple of weeks?
A lot.
Playing second after the disappointment of Wolves as well.
Well, the way we have reacted after that disappointing result has been top, and not only on the pitch, but the things that we have learned about ourselves and I think the manner that we have dealt with that is top. So let's keep going.
Can you say what you've learned about your team?
I thought they were good, and they were good human beings, and I thought they wanted to win. But the level that they are in now, it's another one, I think.
Lastly, does the league enter a different phase now? Does it feel like the run-in is underway? You're into single figures for games left.
Yeah, I think we had that feeling for a long time. I think the feeling that you have to continue to win and win and win, and you win so many games, and it's not enough to open the gap, and this is the beauty and the level of this league.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you. Take care.
Good luck. Cheers, mate.
Actually, quite a big element of this, because Gary made the point, you've been there as well, winning many titles, is a question of sometimes going second is not the easiest when you see your opponents have got the result on the board. You can feel their breath on the back of your neck.
Yeah, but I think Mikel mentioned it quite really well. This is the quality of the Premier League. But they built that experience in the last 4 years. So they finished second, and now they are in the top, and they have to manage to get there at the end. And I think they gained so much experience in the last couple of years, and they are really close to get there, to win it. I believe that Arsenal are more stronger than they were last year. Because when you're looking at the team and you're looking at the quality of the players, on the right-hand side, Saka or Madueke. On the left-hand side, have Martinelli or Trossard. Up front, they have Jesus, they have Alves coming back from injuries, Eze is here. So they have the squad to go until the end and to win the title. And I think now it's just about believe and keep going and taking game after game and try to not change who you are and not changing your identity. Go and play as the best as you can, like they did it a couple of months ago in the beginning of the season. I was watching Arsenal, and from the first game of the season I said Arsenal will win the title because of the way that they were playing. And it's true that it's really difficult to play with such a quality from the first to the end of the season. But this team has quality.
I thought that was a really interesting line, though, that Mikel Arteta used there, and I want to sort of revisit that because we feel like we've been in a run-in for a long time, was what he said. Does that change the mentality? If you think back, UK, you said they were better than last season. But if you go back 2 seasons, they were scoring goals for fun. They scored 91 goals in the season. They finished with 89 points this season and only beaten by City, who got 91. And it could be those two pushing each other again all the way. But does it change the mentality in terms of trying to protect what you've got when you are out in front rather than chasing something like it seems that Manchester City are right now?
I think that where Arsenal are psychologically is I'm not in the dressing room obviously, but I feel as if because of the experiences they've had, they almost have the ingredients now psychologically. It's just about going and doing it. I feel like they're in a much stronger position psychologically than they've ever been. They've had so many different experiences in the last 2 seasons where they've been close, you're battling away, and you're almost thinking to yourself like, what is that one thing that we are missing?
Does that become a bruise, Daniel, or baggage even, when they've been that close and missed out before?
Well, it can, but I don't think so. I think that it's down to the match winners to step up, to make the difference. It seems like it's only 9 games and it sounds like it, but I think the pressure of it and the exhaustion of it all, and psychologically you become tired because you're thinking, we've got to do this, we've got to execute. They have it in their hands. It's their job to continue this momentum, but it's not easy when you are battling on multiple different fronts. I think the experience of winning the league, and I know that was something that you'd ask Gary in terms of the feeling of winning your first Premier League title and whether that changes your approach or your experience. And that's why I asked you earlier on about 2004 when I mentioned that. It's because I think that the first year, Arsenal, when you won the league with Arsenal, I think they're in a different position to the second time, in the sense of you'd felt the feeling of winning, but you were also very close multiple times. I feel like the similarity with this team is they've gone close multiple times and basically should have won, but they haven't done it. So in their minds and in their spirits, they should already be winners. They've not lifted the trophy, but their spirit should be, we're winners. And that's the thing I think they need to carry into it. Forget the baggage and the pressure of it's our first. It's more like, do I feel like a winner on the inside?
And when you're watching these big games, the likes of Arsenal taking on Chelsea, games as well, and it's a sort of place where you never know who's walking past the studio. Yaya Toure is in the house. Yaya, welcome. Very pleased to see you. Daniel, how much is this pair worth, do you think, in the transfer market?
We're talking at least 300 to 500 million right here. Come on, man. These two.
How does it divvy up?
These two are legends. Come on.
Yaya, what did you think of that today?
I think the first half was okay. It was quite okay, good games, but I feel a bit disappointed in the end, because we want to see flourish games, right? Fluid games, passing, attacking, scoring trends. But at the end of the day, we see 3 goals by set pieces for a derby. A bit strange.
But does it matter if you're Arsenal and you're just trying to win your first title for 22 years?
Yeah, I think so, to be honest. I don't know, but yeah, I think so. Because winning today was obviously really, really important for Arsenal. But as a fan, I should, I want to see more,
What do you think, Patrick?
I think on the Arsenal point of view, what really matters is the 3 points. It is really important for them. And of course, when you look at the game a little bit more deeper, scoring 2 goals on the set pieces, and it wasn't really open games. You expected Arsenal to go a little bit more forward. Obviously, Chelsea has a massive and a big part of the game because they were quite well organized defensively. So it was quite difficult for Arsenal to create chances. But of course, when you are top of the Champions League table, you are top of the league table, you are in a final in the cup, and you're still in a FA Cup competition. So the expectation is higher. And you expect more from this Arsenal Football Club. And today, yes, on the side of the game, creating, going forward, taking risk, and I am a little bit disappointed, but the matters is, for them, is to win, taking the 3 points, and I think they did it well today. And
Disappointed with which bit? With the style of football particularly, or that risk
it's
bit?
it's not about the style, because I think the style can be as well the fact that they didn't win the title for so long, so there is maybe a little bit of frustration and stress, because you want to do so well that you are not taking the risk that you are taking in the start of the season. So looking at where they are, and a little bit of nervousness, a little bit of stress, a little bit of pressure can have an impact on their games. But I believe that there is enough experience, there is enough quality, there is enough personality for them to go on the field and to go to win the game. And I think today, set pieces make the difference.
They certainly seem to put their fans through it, Daniel, don't they? They don't do things easily.
Yeah, but I think the key is stopping them. We can talk about the roller coaster in terms of performances and how they go about winning games. I think the entertainment value sometimes isn't there, but football's a game about winning, right? That's what you want to do. Yeah. So I think it's about how do you stop them being great at what they're great at. Clearly, set pieces is an area that they've worked on tirelessly. You got to have the players to be pinpoint deliverers of crosses. Then you need the aggressive players in the box. They've got all the tools for the players who want to have the first contact. All of them are aggressive in the box. And then when you talk about an open play, of course, they've got many ways to win games, but it seems as if set pieces is the one that works the best for them right now.
Yeah.
So use that to your advantage.
Yeah, I think they did well. Since the beginning of the season, they've always been doing well. I don't want to be too much of a rush, right? And I think Arsenal now, they just at it, right? This season, I think I hope they're gonna end up good, but as Man City fans, I think we are there. We're still behind them again. I hope they will show at some point, but let's see.
Because it's in Arsenal's hands, but it's also in Manchester City's hands, because of the fact that they play each other and they have this game advantage. We can actually show you the fixtures that both have left. How do you see this then, in these closing stages?
Yeah, I think it's incredible how those two title of the leagues doing this year is incredible, especially Man City being struggled at some point in the beginning of the season, and now they're coming back very strongly.
They've won 4 on the bounce, then it's Forest midweek, then West Ham United before the Carabao Cup final. Do you think that could be a significant game, the fact they are playing each other in that final?
Yeah, I think it can be a turning point, right? Because for me, I'm opinion if Man City win that game, it will be big, can be something, psychologically for Arsenal very strong, right? But I hope Man City is going to win the game, because that one is going to be significantly for the rest of the season.
Can I ask you both, when you talk about your experiences that you've had, you've both been very successful, legends of the game, like I talked about earlier on. From your experiences, Patrick, for you in 2004, your experience of maybe not winning the league for a few years and then going over the line from that psychological perspective, and for you, Yaya, similar, but in the sense of when Manchester City were always coming back to win the titles, what was that like psychologically?
Well, I think, Of course, sometimes depends of the character of the player. For example, the first time when we win the league with Man City 2012, or before that, when we win the FA Cup, I think psychologically sometimes it's difficult when you have an opponent behind you who will pressure you a lot. For example, when you take an example now with Arsenal and Man City just fighting all the way, and the second one is, it's not that easy. And when you see as well your opponent like a Man City, you can leave them space, because if you draw, they're gonna come right at you, and you have to be strong mentally, of course, but have that sense of, like Patrick was saying, for them it's important to win those kind of games, because you have to understand that as Chelsea, that was always a big role of Arsenal and the London derby, and I think Arsenal have to keep it going doing that, because otherwise it's gonna cost them something. Because Man City, for me, they're really gonna be Man City, right? They're always gonna try to finish strongly in the end. But let's see. I hope Man City will win,
but you're not sure. Do you remember, Patrick, the first one being different? In terms of that pressure and that psychological aspect that Daniel's referring to, that challenge of getting over the line for the first time.
And of course, there's a pressure. The pressure as a team, you want to do well, but there's a outside noise as well that you have to manage, you have to control. And I think when you're looking at Pep talking about Arsenal and saying that Arsenal is the best team at the moment, that is as well putting a pressure on the shoulder of Arsenal Football Club, and that is part of the game as well. But it will be really important, and especially when you get to the end of the season like that, there's a key games that you have to win. And it doesn't matter if you play well or bad. And I think today's games was one of them. But the key moment, I think, will be the game between Manchester City and Arsenal. I think that will be the decided game, because when you're looking at after that game, you expect both teams to win all the games of the season. So for me, the key moment and the important moment will be that game.
Who's playing the best football, Yaya, of the two?
Man City is coming back well. Arsenal were doing well. After that, the struggle, I think they drew against. I watched some games, especially on Emirates as well.
Drew a couple recently.
Yeah, Brentford, yes, Wolves as well. That one cost them a bit and give them a bit of doubt, to be honest. Because when I see the players, express themselves, and as well, you have to understand that Odegaard, the captain, is brilliant, right?
You don't know when he's going to be back.
Yeah, I think for me, he's a huge miss, because between the line is moving very well. He can, you know what I mean.
You can see he's a Barcelona.
No, because I love that type of game, that type of approach. When you play games, you really need to be, because I feel like the player sometimes I be locked in the brain, right? Just I don't want to make mistakes. Maybe if I lose the ball, can cost the team something. I want the player to be more open. Of course, it's the game. We enjoy the fans part of it.
And the manager will tell you the best game is to get a result. So it's always a balance, I believe, to find between result and the performance. But if you compared Arsenal and Manchester City, I think Manchester City going through a difficult period, but they're always going to keep the philosophy. I think the way that they're going to play, try to build up from the back, that is part of the DNA. And even if they're going through a difficult period, they are staying with kind of philosophy. Arsenal going through a difficult period, they are capable of adapting themselves at how they are feeling at the moment. If they are missing players, they may going to tweak some of the tactical aspect of the game. I think that is kind of the differences between the two clubs.
To add on that, I think for me, Man City is playing the better games. For me, they're the best
in terms of style
of experience, in terms of approaching the games. Yesterday, the games they play against Leeds, it's not easy. Very difficult. I watched the game carefully and I see that Leeds have that momentum, but Man City just with calmness, with control, with understanding, and they're really good, right? For me, I think that's gonna go into the end. For me, in my opinion, and for me, I remember Man City are playing better games.
You said they're playing better football. You said they hope they win. Are they going to win? Are they going to win the title, Man City?
Yes, I definitely
Ooh,
want it.
okay.
I definitely want
Okay,
it.
you've been playing. You say it like it is. Okay.
We better let you go quietly.
Yeah.
And don't repeat that outside this studio. Thank you so much for coming to see us.
guys. Thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure to see you.
Your song echoing around the stadium, how hard earned was that?
Today it was not an easy game against a top team. Like we should have not concede the goal before the half line, but we did well the second half to score set pieces with a beautiful goal of JT. And now we have to keep going, and we are so happy to win today in front of our fans.
I've not heard this song for a little while. It's a catchy one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good, especially after a good win like this. So yeah.
Jurien, it's the important thing. You get over the line in games like that, however you do it.
I think that's the most important thing, but at the same time I think we deserve to win this game. First off, we don't give much away, and we go to the dressing room with 1-1, which is a bit of a shame, but I think we finish it off second half, which is top.
What is a game like that like when set pieces become so central to it? I know they're always important, but today every corner you had, and to be honest every corner they had, looked such a threat.
Yeah, it's both sides. It became an important part of the game. I think it's always been, but now teams are focusing on it more, which is interesting, but I think it's in our advantage. Today we came out well, and I think overall we played a good game, and we can be proud of ourselves. We take 3 points, and then important game on Wednesday again.
William, back in the goals. I was very impressed that someone hasn't scored for a little while. You had a very slick celebration ready.
Yeah, it's been a while that I haven't scored, so yeah, today it was a bit strange that I scored because since 1 year I didn't score. So yeah, I'm so happy, and yeah, I hope I will keep going like this.
Jurien, just tell us nicely, how are you enjoying the battle? Just 9 to go now. I think 5 left here at home, or is there too much on it to enjoy it?
We have to enjoy it, you know. It's a privilege to be standing here with my teammates, with Arsenal, fighting for these titles. I think you have to enjoy it. It's a beautiful place, and until now we've been doing it. And well, you said 9 games to go, game by game, a lot of games to play, but we're enjoying it, and hopefully at the end something beautiful.
To kick off the Jonathan Mirror.
Hello.
Real war of attrition today. One of those games that you absolutely have to win if you want to win the title.
A proper London derby was, and we expected that because of the quality of the position, because the individual quality that they have, and because we played them 4 times already, so we know how good and difficult they are to play against. After we started the game so well, the first half it was very, very dominant. I think the margin, the scoreline should have been bigger, but we were 1-1. Game on. I reminded them that we were in the exactly same position against the Spurs 7 days ago in that dressing room. They said, and look what happened in the second half, so we're going to do it again. But probably we're going to have to go through some difficult patches to earn the right to win the game. We certainly done that. We took the moment to score the second goal, and after the red card, we all expected a very different outcome in the last few minutes. But we didn't manage to control and dominate that scenario as good as we wanted. And on top of that, Chelsea did some very, very good things in that period. And we need David to win us again.
Alex Bixie.
Hi, Mikel. A lot obviously going to be made of how good Arsenal are from the corners. They got you over the line again today. Have you had to go to another level with them this season because how much size are focusing on that aspect of the game?
Yeah, but every team, to be fair, look where they are in terms of the amount of goals that they score, and they have more quality in their squad probably than anybody else to create. And the team and the game at the end got decided in this aspect. So we haven't scored set pieces for a few weeks now, but we scored so many in open play. Today was an option to score from this kind of situation. We've done it so well, and we conceded as well.
Amy, Athletic.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
I'd like to ask you about someone who doesn't always get the headlines, and that's David Raya.
Okay.
Today, it felt like, as usual, he really made some unbelievable saves. How vital is his personality, his presence, what he brings in that department?
Well, David is one of our leaders without a doubt, and he's a keeper that knows how to maintain his focus and decide a football match when you need him, because sometimes he doesn't participate at all, and then in one action you have to be there, and that's very, very difficult to do. And the save that he made in the last action, it's a cross, it's not a shot, but he ended up being an unbelievable shot. And I got the right angle, and was just my heart almost stopped. But David's hands was there to get it back to life.
How was he afterwards? He looked like he might have got an injury at some point, and also he was quite animated at the end talking to Iñaki. Is he okay in every way?
I don't know what happened in that action. He had some niggles this week, so I don't know if it's related to that. But yeah, overall very happy.
Tom, from London.
Hi, Miguel.
Hi.
We talked last week ahead of the Tottenham game about how you control the end of games following the Wolves draw, and you talked about keeping the tempo, keeping calm. After the 85th minute, your team completed just 7 passes in that 11 minutes that was left. How big is the challenge in trying to keep the players calm and do their roles in those moments of high pressure?
Well, that's what we have to do. To train game context and scenarios is becoming really difficult because we don't have time to train. And to replicate those moments is almost impossible because the emotional part is not there, and the quality of the opponent, you cannot do it, basically. But it's certainly something that we'll discuss tomorrow because we have to improve it and do better. But at the same time, you have to give credit to Chelsea for the manner that they've done it, the way they use the keeper as an extra player, the courage that they showed, how they get out from tight situation is unbelievable. Any player, Lavia, Caicedo, Cole, there's not many players that they can do that and cause you the problem and turn you around.
Matt Telegraph.
Hi, Miguel. I'm sorry, it might be the lighting, but it looks like you've got a black eye.
Black eye?
Yeah, your left eye. You okay?
I'm very good, thank you.
No, over celebrating, you've got back.
How's your fault? Okay.
That's literally, I just wanted to check.
Thank you so much. I'm going to give you a hug now. Thank you for checking on me. Very good.
We'll go to Phil from PA.
Miguel, earlier you said your heart almost stops with in injury time in those moments. What's it like when you're watching that and you can't control it? And what goes through your mind? And are you expecting it basically to be like that now for the next couple of months if Arsenal are going to win this title?
No, trying to stay calm, but obviously we weren't getting the dominance and the sequences of play that we wanted and expected against the 10 men. So you have to navigate through that, and it's a big part of the game. And when you see the manner how the teams are winning games, everybody's suffering. The manners and the margins are so small. So it's good.
Last couple, Nick from Haters Press.
Hi. Amy just mentioned possible injury for David Raya. A lot of the players really put themselves through it and suffered.
Yeah.
Sort of Declan Rice was struggling, but are there any injury problems you think looking ahead to the next game?
I don't know. Declan has to be substituted, so you're going to have to get checked and see if he's available for Wednesday, unfortunately. And the rest, hopefully, okay, but we don't know.
It's going to be hard to start that same team every match, isn't it, with all these games?
No, we haven't done it. I mean, we're going to have to make changes and give opportunities to everybody to be fresh.
And finally, Miguel.
Miguel, you mentioned everyone is suffering there. Are ugly games a bit inevitable with the calendar now for the end of the season?
Yeah, well, it's not ugly. You have to play the game that is there for you to play, and against Chelsea, you know exactly the game that you're going to play, and for me, it's a beautiful game to play because they have so much quality, and you have to adapt so much to what they do, and they have to do the same against us. So the margins are very, very small, and the duels at the end decide these kind of games, and hopefully we can play many top games like this.